Yeah, no, but they can't on the. Can you hear me now? Hey, Metal. Hey, Trusty. Can you hear me now? I didn't realize that this wasn't picking up stuff.
Okay, I turned up my.
Yeah. Uh, okay, you want to talk? Yeah, well, that's what I want. I want you to talk so they can hear you. They can't hear you, I think, at the moment. I gotta get the right thing. Yeah. No, I can't. Oh. Metal's pulling at me. Okay, what do I have to do for. Do the heads? No, I don't want the headset for that, do I?
Oh my goodness. Great Cyclopean is a one good looking mod.
Hello. Okay, this is not. How do I get desktop audio? Uh, I for metal. How do you get desktop audio to come through again? I forget. It's been a while. Cause he talks, but I don't get anything. And you guys can't see what he's doing either right now. Yeah, yeah. But every so yeah, they can see it now. Every so often it and you're free. Feel free if you want to come on, metal, draw something, show it off. I guess since you're an artist, you can just. Oh, I even went in the wrong room too. I went in the on air, not the Monday Night Draw. Yeah, yeah. That's what. That's probably why because you went to the. You were in the on air one, I think. No, 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 no. You did go to Monday Night Draw. Sorry. So I did go to the right one. uh, so how are you tonight, trusty sidekick, Metal? Why is this not picking up? Hello? You want to speak or talk?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, they could.
Can you
Can
hear
you
me now?
can you guys hear him?
Remember the old Verizon commercial? I think it was. It might be Sprint actually.
It's Verizon.
Can you hear me now? Oh yeah, and then the guy went Sprint after like he had been on the air for a while. He did some Sprint commercials. Can you hear me now, guy?
No, I'm wiped tonight, Rick. Oh, why are you wiped tonight? And there's the thing too, Trusty. I think you draw, don't you, Trusty? If you draw, yes, and he's too loud. But he put up something on his end, and I got him up almost full in here. I can put him down now, or the main audio. So if he talks, he probably shouldn't be too loud now.
Me?
Yeah. How's that now, Trusty? For
Might be eating my microphone. I can always pull away.
you should be good now. And Trusty, if you want somebody else that you can watch and listen to, at other times, Chris here is a good one to do. He's got his own channel, Hero Shack. I should actually put. I'm not sure whether there's a link to
Yeah, the
that.
only real time we're assured to be there is Wednesday, but we keep planning on doing more. Found that the biggest problem I have is I don't stop making comics, which ironically shouldn't be a problem, but it kind of is when you have to market.
Yeah. Yeah. Did I put a link to your channel in here? No, I did not. So
Like
let's.
if you hadn't messaged, I guess you messaged and Diana saw the text,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have
Well.
remembered the stream. I was just so locked in on page creation at that point.
Yeah, I did a message in Facebook. Um. Oh, you're
I didn't
missing.
see it. You know what she did? She called out to me and said, "Hey, are you going to Rick's stream tonight? The draw stream?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, thanks."
Yeah, I found that at. Well, I did that a little bit ago. Okay, so I'm putting your link, your
Gracias.
YouTube link in the. I'll do that. Put my website under it, and there we go.
Dun, 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 dun,
Hero
dun, dun, dun.
Shack YouTube.
Why am I hearing the A team while I'm drawing this? I shouldn't be doing that.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun dun.
Okay,
Wonder if they can get me on copyright infringement,
not for that little bit. They won't.
even if it's in my head.
Yep.
Out
Especially if
very
it's.
loud. Oh, Miss Diana.
What did
Bad. Are
I?
you headed to bed or something? Yeah, you sound like it. She's kind of tired.
Yeah, and we're only going to be going for about an hour here, so.
I just hit the wrong.
And how are you tonight, Metal? Oh, Metal. 9 or 10. Are you free to get together to go over Snowdrift? Dun 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 dun. Now you got me thinking AD. Yeah, Mighty Geek. Hey, Aqua, how are you? Got Aqua here.
Evening, everybody.
Not that you know who Aqua is, but he's become one of my regulars.
I'm guessing he's quite fluid.
He could just be a little bit wet behind the ears, you know. Yeah, there we go. Aqua says, "I'm a good," and that's to me. I put that on the accent. I don't know why I'm giving him an Italian accent. It's good. You're good, Aqua. Because it would be bad if you were bad. Well, no, duh. I would never get rich. Uh,
Wonder what Terry's up to tonight.
who knows? Maybe he just forgot.
It happens.
Yeah. Um, maybe you're secretly Italian. I don't know. Maybe I could be, but I don't think so. With a name like Piper, it's more how do you say it? Scottish, or one would think. I've heard it might be actually German. Trying to think of something to talk about. Any news of the day? So
News of the day. What are you talking about, Mike?
no, just in general.
I hear
So
news of the day. I think of Mike. I don't think that's a bad thing.
no, what was I thinking? Trying to think of something here. Well, like I said, I've somewhat updated my website today to
Yay!
not nothing big, but
When do we
uh,
get new videos from you, Rick?
I have new videos every day. It's just not
I
necessarily
need promotion videos for Canadian Shield.
Yeah, I gotta.
You did something from Melbourne, didn't you?
Yeah, well, sort of. I just did a. I showed off a bunch of pages as I talked minorly about it for just under a minute. I used it as my short of the day video.
Under a minute's perfect, though.
It was like,
Gonna if I can get the time this week, I'm gonna grab a whole bunch from Fund My Comics. Hopefully, I can start some sort of countdown. That would be cool, but we need more interaction, more people to vote on it and stuff, you know?
yeah,
I figure why not? I'm not going to stop doing a pre-show. Obviously, I'm addicted to it.
you're addicted to love. I forget how that
Yeah.
song goes.
Might as well face it,
Face it,
you're
you're
addicted to
addicted to
love.
love. Yeah, I don't know much more than that about it.
If I work at it, I can pull that song out of my memory. I'm not going to, though. It was a bad song. It was a bad song. Bad woman in that song made me think naughty thoughts. That was the video. I guess it's not the fault of the song. Remember they
well,
had like the drone-like women in black dresses?
no, I didn't see the video.
But yeah, they had these like drone-like women. They were pretty, but they were like very stiff, acting very robotic. They played the role of like the backup band.
oh,
Robert Palmer just, did his thing. Ah, you know that you're addicted to love. Oh yeah.
so I'm not sure whether Diana's talked to you, but we've set up for the 24th for you guys to come on.
Yeah, she mentioned something. I didn't catch the date.
Yeah, the
Literally,
24th. It's a Thursday. The only I normally do it on the Wednesday, but because your show's on the Wednesday, I didn't want to interfere with that.
gracias. Of course, we can always do cross-channel streaming. We haven't really taken advantage of that. And I'm not sure what that looks like. Like, it seems weird if you're cross-streaming from someone else's channel, but I
Yeah,
have to experiment with it, see how that actually looks.
yeah. Well,
It's a feature StreamYard has.
yeah. Well, I'm not using Streamyard, so it wouldn't matter. It'd be easy enough for you to do it. I guess. I think. I don't know how you do it exactly, but you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
have you ever tried it? It's something like in the corner they have this feature where if you check it, it says, people on your panel or something like that can stream to their channel. And I've
Yeah,
tried it, not really paid attention to it, but always forget it's there.
yeah. Because you did that a few weeks ago or a couple months ago
Yeah,
for
yeah.
somebody else's channel.
Yep. And I
Uh,
didn't really check it out. I don't know how well it worked or any of that. I just
well,
did it.
it worked well. I was like, I didn't even realize that you're on somebody else's channel, or I didn't realize it was going on your channel at first till you said something, because I'm like, where are all these chats coming from?
Yeah, and why aren't they showing up in his channel? What the hell? That's the one weird thing when you do that. It's like you could have people on your channel and never know it, you know?
Yeah,
You don't want to kick off the chat.
unless you're watching your chat.
Yeah. You guys know how well I do that, right?
Yeah.
Especially if I'm drawing. I keep forgetting that we're even in a chat.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you don't put it somewhere where you can see it easy enough just by a quick glance. Where,
Well, I have it in pop out. I just never look up off the screen.
yeah, where I'm at, well, my screen's right in front of me, and I have it right. I
Yeah, you're
shrink it.
actually on the same computer you're streaming from, right?
Yeah, but I've had it where it was on a laptop just to the side, but but because my monitor, that what I'm viewing doing is straight in front of me, like, do you have do you draw on what your well, you draw on your pad or whatever, iPad, right?
Right.
So you're
Then
looking at I'm drawing
I'm
on
looking
my
at a pad, and then my computer is it's there, but I keep forgetting to look at it.
yeah, where I'm drawing, well, with the Wacom tablet I have, it's drawing actually on my monitor screen, or
Right.
showing up what I'm drawing on my monitor screen in front of me instead of, you know, down in, thing. But even when I was drawing in a book or whatever, or on paper before, I was able to made sure I was able to see the chat fairly easy. Because, not saying that you don't, but I've always felt the chat was important. I had to be able to see it and all that.
I
And
always love the chat, but I'm not. And guys, you can hold this against me, but I never ever pay enough attention to it. I always forget. Um, get caught up in whatever conversation is in the video usually, or I'm drawing like right now, and
yeah,
it's no offense. I'm not like trying to diss people. I just like forget.
yeah,
That's why, like, people. There's people that like to draw commissions at conventions. For me, I'm like, that's so difficult because like it just takes me completely out of the scene. I'm like completely enthralled in painting or creating, and you can't really get involved and still sell your books. And
yeah. I've done it a little bit. Usually, well, the one time that I really did it was when I was down in LA the first time for my first major convention, because I don't think I had been anywhere to sell my books before that, except,
right,
people.
conventions are fun though, aren't they? I mean, to
Yeah,
sell in.
yeah. But with that, it's like I decided, okay, I wasn't all that busy, so it was easy to do stuff, draw up stuff,
Right.
you know. But if I was busy, I wouldn't have the time to.
Well, Diana always designs a table that seems to bring people, no
Yeah,
matter how I discourage it. That's not true. I don't discourage it. She keeps me pretty busy between the wheel prize and all the other stuff that she comes up with. I'm like, all right,
yeah,
I'll play along. Let's do this. Now that I'm showing up in face paint, I don't know how busy it'll be for real, but I know that at the first convention we did it in, we were getting people just for the face paint. It's a great
yeah,
little gimmick, like
yeah,
we are getting young kids because they wanted to know who I was. We are getting older people that were like, "Hey, is that like Kiss?" It's
yeah,
like, well, sort of,
yeah,
except it's not Kiss at all.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
oh,
My Canadian Shield last year attracted Hamilton Comic Con got me a fair bit of attention.
Yeah,
It,
the stand up.
yeah, I'm half tempted to get somebody to draw up a snowdrift and send away for a snowdrift for it, or maybe I might wait for next year for that.
You got access to like one of the best on the market right now.
Dillard,
Yeah, you knew who I was talking about.
yeah,
But he is an inspiration, man. I'll tell you what, when I see him draw, and I hope he takes this the right way, but he makes me believe I can draw. You know what I mean? It's like I see what he's doing, and I'm like, oh, I can do something like that. You know?
yeah.
He helps make it look obtainable. His stuff is just incredible. I kind of find it hard. He's not like a former Marvel or DC guy.
Yeah. Although, I'm not sure whether you remember when EVS was doing the portfolio review.
No, but tell me he did Dillard properly.
Yeah, Dillard sent one in for it, so.
EBS gave him good grades.
I forget what he said exactly. You know,
On
there was
Uncle Ethan, if you didn't, I'm lecturing you now.
yeah. Well, Dillard has improved over the years. Not that he was bad back then either, but
I'm waiting to find something that Dillard did that I don't like.
well, art-wise, it's great, but I'm not sure so much about the Canadian tussle.
The new thing he's doing is a little adult, which is why I haven't quite pushed it on my pre-show.
Yeah.
I should look at what he's done on video because I don't know how the video would rate, you know?
Well, he's made the video PG.
I figured he had to because they'll ban you based on. Well, I don't actually. Let me say different. I don't know what Fund My Comic would do.
Well, no,
No, Indiegogo would ban people.
Fund My Comics won't let you have
Anything overly sexual, right?
yeah. Well, your project can be, shall we say, sexual in a sense, but you can't show anything sexual about it or
Yeah, in your
explicit.
promotions, right?
Yeah, or I should say explicit. I should say.
I think that's fair. I mean, you don't want your site to become OnlyFans, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, especially since he's not policing content off the page. That was one of the problems with the bigger guys. They were starting to ban people for social media. You posted the wrong thing. You can't sell your comic book here. What? All right. These companies are kind of hardcore when they ban you from stuff.
Yeah.
I know I write Twitter every single day from my banned account and they keep ignoring me. I'm probably talking to a bot, but I'm going to keep doing it for at least a year.
Hey, Timothy, what's up? Not much, just drawing.
Timmy, hey, Timmy. What was that post about today? Who's talking hate on you, man? Hate that. I didn't know anybody was talking hate on him.
Oh, there was the Millers a while ago. Mike Miller, not Mike Miller. I think it was Miller.
Oh,
Mike.
knew about them. No, I thought this might be somebody new. I was like, what the heck?
Well, it could be somebody new too, but that's all I know about them. And sometimes Timothy drops something, and you might think he is talking to about somebody specific, but he's just he's just dropping something for whatever reason.
You mean like it's over, Frank? I did that yesterday. At the time, it was all I had a whole passive aggressive meaning behind it, and then it just faded.
or I'm pretty sure a lot of times there's nothing specific somebody said or did or whatever to get him to post it. It's just Timothy is feeling frisky.
That's cool. But as his friend, I was like, all right, is there some upset thing we need to be aware of here? Somebody sabotaging or BS, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he can tell me if I'm wrong about that there was somebody too. There could have easily been two. And he was just posting without having being on there.
All right, I'm not going to touch this anymore.
What you're
Uh,
drawing?
yeah, if I touch it anymore, I'm going to overdo it. And I need to save it because this is actually going to be a panel in issue 11. Or,
Jeez,
excuse
he
me,
really
issue
has a
6.
big bulge there. Um, those,
He's a big man.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was just seeing something. Okay, it's the tie for his pants. Just the way it was coming down there, came a little close to the one line for the crotch area. So I was almost thinking it was part of it. Tim, you're in the wrong one. We're in Monday Night Draw. I'm not sure
Oh,
whether
Jim.
he keeps going in on air. Does he have access to Monday Night Draw, that account? I don't know. Yeah, he does. I just seen him come in. Hey, Tim.
Oh, how's it going?
Good.
What's up, man?
Oh, hey, man. How's it? Long time no chat. What you been up to? I saw your campaign on Fund My Comic.
Oh man, we actually funded, and it was really weird because we got this like $100 donation. Like, I had Diana email the guy, and it was for real a donation. I was like, make sure he didn't mean to order something and screw up, because it's a lot of money to drop on a campaign without anything coming back.
Right, must have been someone who really believed in you. Who was it? Do you know? Are you allowed
I
to
actually have
divulge that?
found out who it was. I don't know him personally.
Oh,
He knows of me through a friend, and
oh,
I
so
haven't.
you can't divulge that information because of the background.
Well, yeah, I don't
Oh my
want to
God, I just
dox
thought
him,
that's
but the
amazing.
weird thing was, I actually talked to him, and I'm going to create a variant cover at his request because I'm like, oh, you dropped $100 on the campaign. Of course, I'll consider a variant. And when we talked, I was like, oh yeah, I can do that. So very soon I'll be putting up a new tier. I guess that's not what they call it on Fund My Comic though, is it?
No, they call it a reward.
Yeah, so I'll be putting up a extra reward sometime in the next day or two for a variant, which I generally don't do, but when fans come talking and they drop money, it's hard to ignore them.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've actually had to restructure my tiers based on what the fans want. I've been I've asked like I've had to add two new ones. I've had to delete ones that were not very popular and that didn't get anything. So, um, yeah, I think it's perfect now. But there's a little bit of restructuring. But I'm like 65% funded.
You're gonna make it no problem. Still got what, 60 days?
I got 50 days.
50 days. Yeah, you're gonna do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I have faith in you.
Oh my God! No, I'm sure you're not you don't go on Larry Higgins' stream very often, right?
No, I don't know who that
No.
is.
Hey,
Oh,
Mike.
the guy who does Niobe.
Oh, all right. Yeah, yeah.
So I was watching because Phil said he kind of plugged my campaign a little bit on his show because he's coloring the back cover. The Dirty Bits cover.
Right.
Anyway, Mike Wheeler shows up and tries to start trouble in his chat, right? The whole panel basically verbally eviscerates him. I think at one point one of them said, "Hey, stop riding the coattails of your wife."
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh, they're the boob people, right?
huh?
They the boob people?
Oh yeah, the boob people, the people who are still butthurt about 2018. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but I
Yeah.
thought they made a comic book called Boobs or something.
Yeah, and it's also highlighting how they're butthurt about what happened in 2018.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's sad, really. They think they're being funny, and it's just like, no, it just comes off kind of sad. I mean, the villain is called Gaylord Slobberknocker, and it's
Wow.
obviously a parody of EVS. I'm like, oh, that's sad, really. That makes you look pathetic.
Uh,
You think it's funny, but it's
Especially if
not.
it's that old. It's like, well, how long are you gonna hold on to this thing? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but that's their whole legacy now is them making fun of what happened in 2018.
They're like the high school football player who can't let go.
Yeah, they're like Harry Potter still hanging around Hogwarts. I just think it's funny. It's sad.
yeah.
And his only comeback was after they eviscerated him verbally. He said, "Well, you guys want to hug it out?" That's all you got.
Maybe he was genuine. Maybe he wanted to hug it out.
Well, that's just kind of
Yeah.
kind of
I don't know why he.
G-H-E-Y?
yeah.
In some ways, I don't even know why he'd go over to Larry's stream as him. Well, actually, Larry Moore had it. It was with Pops, but I don't think he'd be too big on Larry either because
Oh yeah.
Larry sort of said about the crowdfunding site that they were trying to start was not exactly legit or didn't seem all that legit.
Yeah, but that was like 3 years ago too. So
Yeah, true.
yeah. I just thought it was funny. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't say anything else after they basically just kind of told him off. Because one guy was like, "I don't understand the idea of going around just starting fights with people." They still think this whole 2018 rage tactic works, and it doesn't.
It's
No,
never worked. It doesn't work unless you're the left.
yeah.
Even then, though, that's limited. It's got diminishing returns.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Yeah, they'd be overused themselves. I think it's
Yeah,
kind of cool because they've kind of canceled canceling.
they've canceled
Yeah.
themselves. They've canceled themselves by overusing the trope.
Oh, that
Well, I
too.
mean,
Yeah.
well, it's also kind of a kind of a pattern. They get in. So Mindy makes friends with everybody, and then Mike comes in and starts crap with people, and then they threaten to leave again. They leave for a few years, and they come back and do it again.
Yes.
You notice that, right? It's pretty. I mean, I'm not into the whole drama thing, but it's fascinating the behavior.
Yeah.
I actually generally love the drama, but it can get stupid. Eric July stuff has driven me crazy. I got to tell you guys a secret, though.
But
Yeah.
So, I revealed the other night that I read it online on a PDF. And I wrote him and asked him where I could send $25 because I'm an honest guy, right? I read his book.
Yeah.
I'll pay him for it. And then he put up that $12.99 special yesterday, I think it was. And I went ahead and actually ordered an official copy of ISOM #1.
Oh,
okay.
You know what? I don't understand I've seen the mistakes. I know that it's not the best. That it's a first time. I know what it is,
Yeah.
yeah.
and
Well,
I didn't
maybe
think it
he's
was
corrected
bad at
some
all.
stuff too. Some of the stuff.
Yeah. You
he
never
said.
know.
Even if he hasn't, though, I didn't think it was all that bad. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I understand mistakes. I know that, okay, you can rag on a person who's made mistakes. I understand, but
Yeah.
it's like, come on, like.
I mean,
course-
there were some glaring plot holes. There may be some scenes that need to be taken out that don't make any sense. But I mean,
Not for continuity, like where the number of rings on the guy's hand changes, and
yeah,
one scene where he's got a guy by the throat and the hand switches from panel to panel, which hand he's using to hold him. Get all those mistakes.
yeah,
And, like you can mock him a little bit for it, but I'm like, yeah, you know what though? The overall, we read a lot of books. You guys, me, we read a lot of different books. This one is not bad.
Yeah, it's
well,
not bad.
if he
It's
made
not.
it,
Go ahead.
if he made some changes and maybe trimmed some stuff out, it would have been a perfect comic book. I mean, it
Uh,
had the potential to be.
well, it would have been all right, and it was still all right. Like I've said, and I'll continue to say, it's not a first issue.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not first issue quality. Yeah, the art is good, the writing is decent. Maybe even a solid story.
I'll be right back.
It's just, it's not a first story. It's not a first issue.
It
You're
doesn't
being
feel
brought.
like that event moment,
Yeah, you're just being brung into the middle of a story that you only know half about.
Like some of the stuff they've picked on, was like, okay, like when Reader is exposed to the ranch and the workers are there, uh, and Ism is off in the city. They were picking on that, and I'm like, I actually thought that was kind of cool, like all right, he's got good enough help that they'll hire more help to keep the ranch going. What's the problem? Like I just didn't. Well,
Yeah,
I didn't get as critical.
yeah. That was all right. So he's not going to be there for a while, so he has to do something about that. That's part of his life. He owns
Right,
this ranch.
right.
You know,
Yep.
it's trying to establish a little bit of the history of the character or what he does. For a living before he becomes a superhero, because that's it. He's re-becoming a superhero.
And some of the arguments have been stupid. Like I get it. Like people were pointing out how he had retired by hanging up his cape, and there was an argument about what that actually meant. And now,
Yeah,
two
but
weeks later, everybody is wide open on, yeah, he retired for a while, came back.
yeah,
I'm like, why were they fighting against it being called retirement? Like, it makes no sense.
yeah. Well, the thing is, in the story, the guy retired. He had intended to stay retired. It's only,
Yep.
it's only some tragedy or somebody is asking for his help to find somebody that
Yep.
brings him sort of out of retirement, or at first, and now is making, he's deciding to come fully out of retirement, and you don't know whether it's for, just this stint, or whether after, he rescues this person or whatever, whether he's going to stay being a hero, you know?
Yep. Is this real or is it
You know,
Memorex?
yeah. It's like, how many times has people like Michael Jordan retired, and then they come back?
Jordan won. Jordan could come back again. Jordan is a master.
Yeah, but there's more than just Jordan that's done it. My point is, lots of people have said they retired and then they come back for something. You know, like um,
Right.
like I remember, like probably 30 years ago, you know, or probably more. Hey, Jr. Um, there was an old timers, like old hockey player type. They called it an old timers game, not all timers, but old. So old.
Right. Like the old stars.
Yeah, they came back and they did a thing. So they came out of retirement in a sense for one game. The
Right.
you know,
Is that what's happening? That's your question, right? Is that what's happening with what's his face?
Isom. It could be, you know. Although, frankly, I don't think Isom is the best name for the character, but I don't know
I'm
what would
wondering.
be a
I'm
good
wondering
character.
what the
The
There's got to be
significance.
something about the name. Yeah.
Yeah, that I think I would have liked to explain the significance of the name. And
Yeah, because right now we don't really know, and it's still just a weird name until it has some sort of significance.
is Tim back? I think Tim's back. And hello, Jr.
Hello, JR.
Let me know if
Right.
Tim comes back. I've seen him back for a second there.
I haven't seen him. I mean, I heard him a little bit ago. I didn't even know he left.
Yeah, he said he left. I'm just trying to find my Japanese shield look because I've just got one more shield to put in here at the moment. Although technically I've created another new shield, but he's not going to be part of this crew because he operates during World War I or will have. Michael Colin is the most famous retiree who observed, "They keep pulling me back," says JR. So just because a character is supposed to have retired, like, so what?
Right.
You know, Sometimes that's part of the story.
I mean, and that was kind of like, so why are you arguing whether or not he retired? Who cares? Like, I didn't understand, number one, why the people cared. Number two, why Eric was fighting it. And
If they want to
sometimes
be,
I don't understand what the logic is. I just look at it and I'm like, bro, you're in the money. You made it, you know? Even if your comic goes down to half the circulation it has today, you're in, man. You made it. That's fantastic. Celebrate that shit, right?
yeah.
I
Uh,
would. I mean, that's how I feel about it. I'm celebrating it for him if he's not.
yeah, and Mike tonight is doing a history of Canadian comics on his show, thanks to JR.
Holy cow, are you going to be on it?
Oh, no, I'm not going to be on, but I'll probably
Why?
listen on.
Aren't you like the number one comic in Canada?
Yeah, I wish.
I'm sorry. I think you should have those numbers checked.
I think you should have your
I would at
brain
least claim
checked.
it until somebody. I would claim it until somebody can disclaim it.
I could probably disclaim it.
Wow. What is that?
That
That me?
is no, that's.
Kind
Hey,
of
it's
cool, but
Dillard.
oh, the man is in.
Although we're getting a lot of static from him. Oh, I think I heard something from him.
Just heard him. What's up, man?
Oh, nothing much. What's up with you?
Not much. Good to hear from you.
Let me go and check my microphone settings. Give me a second. Can you hear me, sweetheart?
Yes, we can. Pookie Bear.
Give
Let's.
it your best shot.
Joshua says, I don't know why Canadian Shield is called Man Like Cougar. Does he have a cat-like abilities when he was a boy? Like, when was he called Boy Like Cougar when he was younger? Baby Like Cougar? No. Apparently Indians do sometimes get their name changed throughout their lives, but because of his natural
Yeah, usually
abilities.
you'll give a name given by your parents and then a name given by your community when you turn around 14.
Yeah, and he, I guess, was very, I guess, graceful or whatever. Moved like a cougar might, real stealthy and all that sort of thing. You know.
You know that's not
That
what cougar means today, right?
Yes, but back then, 200 years ago, over 200 years ago,
Had
he's
a very honest meaning.
yeah. Well, it still has that original meaning, but it has another meaning that more people like to think of.
Yeah, I don't mean to. That's just where my head goes. Cougar. Oh boy.
It's just times change and Rick refuses to change with the times. That's all.
I'm not gonna change just because.
It's because this
Yeah,
stupid
Rick,
world.
Rick
we're in.
still uses. Whenever Rick's really happy, he says he's having a gay old time. He refuses to. He refuses to change with the times.
Well, I never used that to begin with, so. And a cougar is still an animal, so that hasn't changed at all.
An animal. No.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
cougar is
a gay
car,
old time
Mercury
still means you're
Cougar.
having a very fun time.
Yeah. Well, we don't change.
Do you remember the Mercury Cougar, Rick?
Pardon?
Do you remember the Mercury Cougar? A Cougar is a car. The luxury car used to be made by Ford, and it is
It was a
extinct.
performance pony car.
Yeah, and they destroyed it. They canceled it. So the Cougars are extinct.
Yeah, my brother used to have a '68 Cougar, and coincidentally, my very first car that I ever owned was a 2002 Cougar
Very cool.
hatchback. I got carjacked for that car.
My. You survived.
Yeah, I didn't even think it was that big of a deal. And then the police were like, so do you want to come down to the station, check out a mug book? I was like, I don't know. I didn't even know there was such a thing called a mug book.
Had you never watched a TV
he's
show?
No.
Or
Well, I never
crime
watched
TV?
like cop TV shows. Those are boring. I watched like Ren and Stimpy, you know. But and they told me, well, we gotta kind of use every avenue that we can. You know, we have to take attempted murder seriously. And then I kind of like clutched my pearls and I was like, attempted murder? I almost got killed.
What do you mean attempted murder?
You mean I could have almost died? I got really scared when they said attempted murder. I said, oh no.
Change your perspective just a little.
Yeah. It wasn't when the guy shot at me, you know. It was when the cops said attempted murder.
Dang. I've had guns held at me several times when I was in Orlando during holdups. Nobody ever shot at me, thank God. Just threatened to with shaky
What's
hands.
holdups? What's that?
So I used to work in a Cumberland Farms down in Orlando, and several times I had people come in off the street with a handgun and just, empty out the register, give me a pack of cigarettes. Their buddy's grabbing a case of beer, and then they're out the door, and it's another 2 hours with the cops as they go over the video footage and take your statement. And got kind of old hat, but like I said, nobody ever shot at me, so.
Anybody ever get caught?
No, not really. They had one suspect when I was working at Wendy's. I was like 19. We got armed robbed. They had a suspect, but I don't think they ever were able to
Confirm.
finalize charges. Like they were never ever able to prove it.
I'll tell you this. Odds are he probably got shot by a friend or caught for something else.
Well, crime doesn't pay, so it's like you might get away with this one, but how long before you mess up, you know?
Yeah. Crime don't pay. The life of a criminal ends abruptly.
I was truly
without
raised
pomp and
on
circumstance.
Super Friends and comic books, and I still believe that there are heroes and good hearts, and yeah. Come on, Batman.
My uncle was such a scumbag. He was showing me when I was a little kid. I must have been maybe 9 or 10, and he was showing me with a gleam of pride in his eye a newspaper clipping from when he robbed the 7-Eleven.
Well, that
What a
that
degenerate
must have
freak
been-
you are.
For a kid, that must have been an eye opener, huh?
He said, "Hey, that was me." And even then, I looked at him like he was a piece of garbage.
I'd be like, why are you admitting this to me? Are you
Oh,
the
McCoy.
brightest bulb? You're not
Man,
really
that
the
very
brightest bulb.
same,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
that very same uncle who ended up, a couple of years later getting shot in the stomach. He survived,
My.
but he had one of these weirdo things happening with his tripas in his guts, right? So every time he held his breath, he would get a big old sack that would just protrude from his stomach.
Oh, weird.
And he comes to me when I'm like 17, 18, and now I'm doing like bootleg tattoos, right? And he's like, "Give me a tattoo of my nickname." Because he was one of them cholos. His nickname was Dopey. He wanted the Disney animated character Dopey from the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs tattooed on his stomach. I stopped halfway through. I couldn't take it. I was like, "Dude, your stomach is grossing me out. I can't take it no more." 'Cause every time he would hold his breath, when the pain would come, it would just go blip, and that thing would come out, and I was like, "Ah!"
Joshua
work
says
with that, right?
that's like a bad guy in a movie. We made it in the papers.
Yeah, he's a ridiculous moron.
Your uncle or Joshua? Or both?
My uncle. So these guys are like really good friends. They're holding hands for a lot of panels.
Oh,
In the
what?
Shields. Hey, were you
No, this
were you
guy with
listening
the
a few
one
minutes
eye.
ago,
The guy with
Dylan?
the one eye is like, "Hey, it's my old buddy Fred," and they hold hands and they're like, "How you doing?"
Yeah, no, they're supposed to be doing the whole wrestling test of strength. So they're gonna clasp hands and do the whole mercy thing, you know?
Oh, like Ultimate Warrior and Hogan.
You saw the reference, didn't you? Actually have a layer that I was referencing for the third panel there. Hang on. This one.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, look,
There you
literally,
go.
I was referencing that for this. That's funny that you said that.
Well, I did watch that match.
It's interesting because I was talking about you probably 15 minutes ago.
Well, we
I was
both
saying,
were.
yeah, and I was talking, well, from my point of view, I was saying how you're really inspirational. I like watching you. You make me believe that I can draw better. And it's fun, you know? It's like, sometimes you watch someone like, all right, watch Jim Lee draw. And it gets to a point where it gets kind of like he's just speaking, Greek. I'm just like, just overwhelmed or whatever. But when I've watched you
Yeah.
draw, when I look at your artwork, I'm like, all right, it's doable. I can see a path. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's what I need to get to the point where people look at my work and they say, "There's no way I can be as good."
I don't mean it to sound like
I
that
gotta get-
because you do incredible work, but relatable in your work. So, yes, bravo, sir.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I don't want you to think it's a down thing though, because you're incredible, man. I love your work.
Yeah. You've
I
just
was
made
talking
his head
to,
a little
I was
bigger.
gonna-
It's okay. He's funnier when he's like got a good ego going.
But
I was
you're
talking to. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say you're saying about 1 sec. Okay, Aqua, later. Okay, go on. What were you gonna say?
I was in a meeting with Literature Devil and Yellow Flash,
Yeah.
and we were going over some pages, and he was like, "I want to incorporate a page like because I already have the book all laid out, right?" But he's like, I want to put a page in there, and it's the exact same type deal that Chris got going on here. It's but the reference he wanted was the one with Goku and Frieza in the Test of Strength lock. He's like, and I want lightning to be around here, and I want there to be like the ground crumbling and stuff. I'm like, okay.
And in mine, it's basically I'm doing the whole Victor versus student routine. Mr. One Eye, the Cyclopean, is the student, And I'm just having a blast because building up to this, I've had only a few fight scenes. In this book, I've taken the whole manga approach, and basically, of the 24 pages, I have 17 is just straight out battling, and that's fun. I just
Yeah.
love like trying to choreograph it. Keep in mind, okay, just threw a right cross, he's not going to be able to throw a right jab. It's got to be from the left arm or a kick. You know what I mean? It's almost like choreographing a fight. Well, it is choreographing a fight, but you don't actually have to go through with it. You just have to map it out properly.
Yeah, it's sort of what they do for wrestling. Sometimes they choreograph
Well,
those.
and, you know, I have a background with that. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
That's probably why I went back to Warrior and Hogan for the idea of having a test of strength. Dillard mentions the two guys, and I'm like, yeah, actually, look at my Slayers. They're right there. Ultimate Warrior was probably my favorite wrestler from that time period because I bought in wholeheartedly into the superhero face masked, overbuilt, steroid driven guy, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, this might be a little gay, but I was more into like the super flamboyant, like the tassels and the sequins. Like I was more of a fan of the Macho Man and Ric Flair.
Oh, yeah! Yeah. I liked Macho Man and Flair. Actually, I was a WWF guy. I didn't even know about Flair as much as I should have. Flair is
Same
definitely
here.
a legend.
All right, so check this out. This right here is how I script out the final fight.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I gotta come over there. Can this be shown, Dillard? John?
I can't really see it.
Can you see it?
Well, you gotta click the watch stream thing.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to click the watch stream. Let's see. Oh! That's not how you do your page, right? You're doing just straight cubes, and then you'll go in and
No,
you'll
this
figure out
is-
how it looks on your layouts.
Like I do this, and then I say this will probably be about 7 or 8 pages.
Gotcha.
So like the first
So
one
this is just so
they
you get the
finally
whole
meet.
direction of what you want to do.
Yeah, it's basically like storyboarding a movie, right? Like he throws the punch, the guy misses the punch. He throws a hook and just doubles him over right in his stomach, lifts him up with the hand he punched him with, right? Like this, right from the stomach area. As he lifts him up, you can see the reflection of the bad guy in his mask. And then, boom, he levels him out, breaks his mask half apart with one swipe of his claw, then gives him a boot right to the stomach. He goes flying into the wall, crashes, blood crumbling, everything. And then he's powering up his fist to give him a final blast right to the face. Right when that happens, he looks up, there's a giant rock. And then there's a mech lady in a suit, and she's coming down with a giant rock. And as he dives out of the way, she's going to pummel him with the rock. She misses. They fight. He hits her because she's not powered. He destroys her mech suit immediately, almost. Pulls off the thing. He's about to kill her. She just has her hands up like this, like, no, don't kill me. And then, boom, the hero has a little bit of power left, and he's like, I got you, baby, don't worry. And then there's a big old shadow behind the hero, and then 2 more people, the Nazis in the mech suits, start to pummel the good guy into the ground. He can't win. And the bad guy fires panels in between. There's going to be different points of view, maybe some of just a face of dialogue. So all in all, this sequence will be about 7 pages long, I think.
Yeah.
That was educational. I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
Next long battle scene I do, I'm pulling out a grid and I'm going to draw it. Just like that, just quickly.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. The way I've been doing this one, there have been plenty of times when I've started a sequence of the battle, then had to go back and adjust stuff, redraw stuff because I didn't plan it out properly. Now I see the secret of the master.
Oh, you want to see a new page? I got a new page finished. It's the very first. I got 2 new pages, and I can show them because they don't show what the hero looks like.
Okay. Give me a sec then, John. Just wanna let everybody.
Holy shoot. And your rendering is beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Let me know when you got it showing, Rick.
Yeah. Just making it a little bigger there. Everybody should be able to see.
Okay, so up here in the upper left-hand corner, we have our hero, Jack, and he's like a young pilot, but he's good. He's already an ace. He's on his 6th kill, and he works in a special plan. He's a special part of the military branch of the United States for the OSS that's anti-Shadow Reich. The Shadow Reich in this story are the Nazi Germans that are after the occult artifacts. So he's
They
like
wanna
the
get it for-
anti-terrorism.
Right.
Yeah, they want to get the stuff before the Nazis get a hold of it.
Yeah.
So right now they're on their way. They're in northern Africa, like in the Egypt, Israel area, and they're trying to get to this place. They know that the Germans know about it. They're trying to get there before. They think they have a head start. So he's talking, kind of cross-talking, and you can see the stamps of all of his kills. And this is his co-pilot, not co-pilot, his wingman, right? His wingman is his mentor. He's the guy that taught him how to fly.
Yeah.
And they're both kind of chattering. I had to do a lot of research for this because back in those days, there was so much new technology coming out. They had throat microphones and all that stuff. But I just made it like this to kind of give you this sense of what their faces look like and all that. Because they could still talk even though if they want to talk to each other, they have to talk into their face mask or they have to hold the microphone down on their throat.
No.
Then you see both of them. They're both in. This is 1942, so they're in F6F Hellcats. I'm sorry, Wildcats. And even though they weren't commonly used because they're special forces, they have access to this new technology. And they're flying over the desert terrain. It's just some spots for dialogue. You get to see this is inside the boss's cockpit. You see right here during his horizon altimeter picture of his wife talking about how this is him right here talking about how she's pregnant. Oh, you're gonna have a baby. And then right after that, where did I put that other page? I had to rename everything because it's been changed. Here it is. Oh no, this is not it.
Oh, it still looks good.
Here it is. I got it. Okay, so he's talking some more, and then boom! All of a sudden, anti-aircraft flak bombs start going off in the sky in front of him. Right? It's like the view from inside the cockpit. Then you see him like pulling up on his handle there, because when the enemy spots you and you're in a plane, the very first thing you're supposed to do is change whatever direction you're going. Change it. You don't want to keep going on the same path that you're currently going on.
Yeah, because it's too easy to shoot you down.
So they both. Yeah, so both of them just kind of like rip, just go different directions. Like enemy, and all of a sudden this guy Jack, the younger guy, his plane's a little bit more damaged than the other guy. So he's like, "Boss, get the hell out of here! My plane's going down regardless. I'm gonna go broadside. You fly in my shadow. Basically, fly away from what's happening. I'm gonna use my plane to block whatever's coming your way."
Cool.
And then after that happens, more flak goes off. And you can see the boss here is looking back at Jack getting accosted by all this anti-aircraft flak. And the Nazis got his number. They're like, there he is, get him, boom, and they shoot him straight down, boom, and he's flying. And then he has to bail out of his plane because back in those days, they didn't have like ejector seats. You just opened the window and jumped out.
Right.
And in order to do that correctly, you have to actually pitch your plane upside down. That way you don't hit the tail fin or get sucked, onto the side of the plane. You go upside down and angle yourself out, and then you just let your body drop out. It's the safest way.
Oh, wow, cool.
And then you see him going down. He got his parachute deployed, and they're like, let's go after him. Let's go get him. And that's how the story starts.
Cool.
Well, that's page 2, 3, and 4. Page 1 was the...
So is that your book, or are you drawing something for someone with this book?
This is Yellow Flash.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, this is actually page 1 right here. This is just showing like... it's like a montage page about the World at War.
Very fucking. Oh, very nice. Sorry. I started cussing. It's so nice.
And all the planes and everything, you know. The Nazi
Holy
is
cow,
the
bro.
French, the Americans, the British. So
Okay,
that's
you're inspiring more. You are inspiring more. This stuff is untouchable. This is great.
So that was page 1. This is page 2. Then page 3. Then page 4. And
Mighty
then,
Geek
I had to add
says-
those pages in the beginning.
Cool. Mighty Geek says the bailout method.
Yes, and this is page 5 where he lands on the parachute. He's running away. The Nazis are after him in their little rabbit trucks. And he finds a nice area to hide. Yeah, outcropping formation. And then this is where he's like, "Oh, this is the place I've been looking for," because now he sees there's a cave, but it's actually the cave has some structure. It's uncovering an ancient ziggurat that was hidden underneath the rocks. And as he goes in, he sees this. We get this Indiana Jones style panel right here where he's looking around. He sees some hieroglyphs on the sides of the walls, and then on this pillar in the center of the room, he sees some sort of golden artifact covered in cobwebs. And as he picks it up, it starts to glow and transforms him into the hero that I can't show you yet.
Yay! Bravo!
And there's the page that you had all the minor layouts on, we'll call them.
Yep. Like, this is about as detailed as I go with my thumbnails. Thumbnails are it's just for me, it's just basically when I take notes, even when I was little and taking notes in school, I would draw pictures instead of writing things down.
Ah,
Yep. All that has to be is good enough for you to know what you were doing.
That's right.
That's
And
the
all it has to be is clean enough so that I remember when I go back to it, I'm like, what the hell is this chicken scratch?
Yep.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Oh, and here's the bad guy. This will give you a taste of what the good guy might look like, but this is the bad guy in the story.
Oh, we're getting exclusive Dillard content. Awesome.
okay.
So, question: did you design that costume?
I'm
or you-
estimating this book will probably do somewhere in the neighborhood of about $17 million.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome. Either way. I'd be like, yeah, Dillard draws. I know that guy before he was cool.
Yeah, like this is
Trust
what
me,
I
I'm
sent.
gonna
This is what I
capture
sent
the
Yellow Flash.
screen. I can prove that you actually spoke to me before you were like super big.
Yeah. I sent him these, and I was like, "What do you think of these for a bad guy?" I sent him these are my bad guy ideas, and he picked number 5. So that's what it is.
Number 5.
Cool.
Does that come with a biscuit and gravy? And mashed potatoes?
No, fries and a drink, you fatty.
You don't have to point out the truth.
Here's the amulet. But if you notice, the amulet he finds is only one half of the amulet. I wonder what's gonna happen when he gets both halves. Is he gonna get both halves? Who knows?
Yeah, I
We
think
don't
I got.
know.
I think I got an idea, but I won't say.
If someone were to connect them, that could be bad.
Will he grow moose antlers out of his back?
Here's the Nazi mech that they have to fight. Look at that.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit! Wow.
Cool, cool.
But this
cool.
was part of an animation that I did. I'll show you the animation right now when I find it. Let me go find it.
Cool. Probably make more money than Eric July. You'll probably be the highest CG'er around. Almost as highly paid as EVS probably.
I don't know. I think
Well-
that Eric July has more subs than Yellow Flash. I think he has like 100,000 more than Yellow Flash.
So you'll probably be the second. I don't know. Either way, lots of money.
Eric's got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, between his stuff at Blaze TV, his podcast or whatever you want to call it, his music. Who knows what he does that we don't even know about? May have like a successful. Just for example, he could be a real estate company on the side. We don't know. But he does seem to have a knack to succeed.
Yeah.
All right, I
Although-
found it. Let me share it.
You found it.
Yeah, I did an animation.
Sweet.
Let's go back to 1. Okay, hold on. I gotta get over there and click the watch stream. And then I need to make it.
What do you think of my coloring job on this mech?
It looks spectaculous.
No, Rick. No. Oh, that looks cool.
Does.
Okay.
Can you hear it or no?
I couldn't.
No, I couldn't either.
Either.
Damn it. Well, let me do this instead then.
Oh, and your work on Snowdrift 2 is awesome also.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Here we go. Check this gem out.
Holy crap balls, look at that.
Can you see this now or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
we-
can see it.
Yeah.
So you should be able to hear it now.
Yeah. You can hear it.
Yeah.
Looking
So
awesome.
that's how they work.
Oh, actually, that is kind of cool.
You're good, man. It's awesome.
Where did I put? Because I was making a trailer. Where did I put the trailer?
Pardon me.
That's cool. Ooh.
Few days left, 67% funded. Awesome. So what else
And
is
there was a tiny little spot.
in a little spot? Oh, hey, look at that. Oh, yeah, that's the, Oh, shit. Yellow Flash.
Yellow flash. I mean flash.
So that should be super fun.
Oh my gosh, look at that. That is so cool. Respect. I'm excited for that one.
I too am excited for that one.
Yeah. Yeah, really excited to get the money from it.
It's not all about money, Rick.
No, I'm more excited to actually make something that people are gonna see.
Ouch.
I'm tired of working my ass off and nobody ever seen anything I do.
With your stuff included, right?
Well, yeah,
Oh.
because this is actually like a joint project. It's a It's not
Well, I
like
mean,
I
people.
got hired to do this work. Where it's a partnership.
I mean, people have seen your stuff. People have seen Buckler, um,
Yeah, but a lot more I've seen.
Buckler, and oh,
Let's
Buckler.
put it this way: more people watch the Flashcast that have ever seen the Buckler in the world.
Oh, well, then I guess I can see your point then.
As far as like a commission goes, or whatever you want to call it, a partnership, it's a great partnership for you, man. That's no doubt. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's a 60-40 split. I'm 40% owner of this comic book.
Well, I guess when you're plugging in on Flash's channel, that's when you sneak in a quick plug for your own stuff as well.
That's correct.
Oh, by the way, I'm also besides working on Yellow Flash with this, have you heard of the Buckler? Yeah, throw that one in.
Hey, hopefully it turns out it gets some. Hopefully, some people coming over, subscribing to his channel, and then maybe going and
Yeah.
buying some Buckler stuff.
Yeah, and whatever else he's working on.
Yeah, hopefully it might translate into a couple sales for for my stuff. But hey, if not, oh well.
Why are you so
Yeah,
greedy?
it already
I
has.
haven't even done the book yet. You're already being greedy.
Hey, I'm trying not to be greedy.
Do you think it's just going to be like trickle down economics, Rick?
Yes, I'm hoping, but
Yeah.
you can never tell.
Oh, that's always the hope.
Trickle down Dillardnomics?
No, but I mean, when you bring in a big name, and sorry if that's too much pressure, but when you bring in a big name, you hope that the pay that you're paying out brings in readers. It's not the responsibility of that artist, because it really is marketing.
Yeah.
If you get the name out there and people know that name, it'll draw sales. Like, I sold quite a few troll books based on the cover, just because of Chris Mad.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with the book. I doubt anybody even read it. Those people who bought it for Mad, but it was okay to me, you know.
Well, I'm sure they did
Right.
buy it because
Yeah,
I
you
don't
just
think.
need that. You need that shrapnel, right? It's called It's like when you go to the club. If you go to the club with a really popular guy, you get that shrapnel of the hot chicks that he doesn't, that he
There
don't
you
take.
go.
You get what's left over.
Right. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or in wrestling, it's like getting it's just getting the rub, getting the shine.
Or if you're one of
Yeah.
the roadies, that you get the leftover groupies that the rock stars don't want.
I was watching this interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he was talking about CM Punk. He's like, "Yeah, CM Punk's the only guy that ever came to me backstage and was like, hey, can you just come out during my match and give me a stunner?'" Like, yeah, he's gonna come out and kick your ass, but you get that shine, you get a little bit of rub, you get Stone Cold gave you a stunner, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's like, hell yeah, boy, I'll be out there. Don't even worry about it. I'll be out there and give you a stunner. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because he comes out and does it, a lot of people take notice of you. It's
Yeah.
like you were worth Stone Cold Steve Austin's time.
Well, yeah, you don't want to piss them off and have to have them cash in receipts, though. Those are interesting stories, though. Ever heard those?
Wrestling stories.
Yeah.
Where they didn't do a move the way they're supposed to, so they had to cash in a receipt.
No.
Well, like
Yeah, they
like,
call it
like
giving somebody a receipt. It's a you bought something that your body couldn't pay for, so here, I'm gonna give you a receipt. I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna stiff arm you. I'm gonna actually give you an actual punch. You know.
yeah, for reals, for reals.
Gotcha.
You pulled a move that you couldn't handle. You hurt my back, or you socked me. You were too stiff. You socked me for real. So here's your receipt.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yep. Those are always such good stories, though.
I don't know. I spent some time in they would call it semi-pro, but it was independent, junk wrestling basically. These guys weren't given an opportunity to really do much of anything. They just showed up for the love of it, and it was a blast. All the guys were pretty good in it, as far as people go. Like you hear the nightmares of professionals having clashes and egos and stuff. We had some of that, but nothing like that. It was all everybody tried to stay safe every show and to have fun.
I tell you, another wrestling show I like watching was the Dark Side of the Ring.
Yes, I've watched a few of those.
The story about New Jack, the guy that was so awful that even WWE refused to sign him.
Was the guy
I
from
remember New Jack. I don't remember New
wasn't
Jack
he?
that well.
Yeah, he ended his career after he stabbed the guy like 9 times. And then the guy wanted to make it into like a thing where he was chasing him and he'd be hiding from him and all that. And so he bailed him out, and so New Jack left town and quit wrestling.
It's probably better for him. He's only known for being truly violent and bizarre, right?
Well, yeah, there was like one guy who wouldn't like play ball with him, so he tried to literally have him fall on one of those turnbuckles and try to kill him
Accidentally, purposely.
on purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
accidentally on
Yeah.
purpose.
yeah.
Hey, Gable Penny Shots here. He says the mass transit incident.
Oh yeah, that one. Yep. Like, wasn't it like a kid that got like pretty much hospitalized?
I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know at all, actually.
Yeah, me either. But it's an interesting story to hear about. I have to watch that one because if you have watched, I don't remember, but I know they weren't New Jack. Although I've seen other stuff on New Jack. Guys, I have to go to bed.
Uh-huh. Anything you would like to promote before we leave? Well,
Yeah,
obviously
sure.
there's something you want to promote.
Yeah, check out the Great Cyclopean, issue number 5 on Fund My Comic. A Google search of the Great Cyclopean number 5 will take you right to it.
Yeah,
we are
bel-
funded. We can probably put the link in the chat too. I can probably do that.
yeah.
Let me get constructive here. Hang on.
Well, you're doing that. John, anything you want to promote?
Oh, are you ending the stream?
Yeah. We've gone about a half an hour more than I was going to, but anything you want to promote?
No, I don't have any links ready right now. Next time.
Okay. Tim? Timothy?
Yeah, Melvin number 3 is available on Fund My Comic. It is 65% funded. Also available on that same campaign will be Melvin issue 0. So back it today on Fund My Comic.
Okay, and you want to put the link in the chat for people?
Hold on, working on doing that.
Yeah. And of course, tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern, we're going to be having Timothy on talking about Melvin 3. It's going to be the Melvin 3 interview here on Cross Comics.
Don't worry, no F-bombs will be dropped.
Well, at least none by you. You don't know whether, Dillard's going to come on and accidentally give one. Or Chris.
That's
Like-
funny. See, that was an F-bomb.
Ah,
Funny.
that is funny. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha.
I'm fantastically funny.
Gable said the dude bladed him so bad he practically got scalped. Ooh, that could hurt. So I want to thank everybody for coming on the panel tonight. It's been great having you all here.
You, Rick,
Yeah.
for having us.
Getting some, me and Chris getting some drawing done. Seeing the fabulous art from Dillard for the Yellow Flash project that's coming up in September. John,
In September. Wow.
September or October?
I
And
assume it's the fall. So.
yeah. And with thank everybody in the chat for coming by. It's been great having you all here. Try and stop by tomorrow or sometime else throughout the week. And if
Wait,
you haven't,
tomorrow? I thought it was Wednesday.
oh yeah,
tomorrow at
yeah,
10,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
the
It is
cool
Wednesday.
hangout.
Sorry, it
yeah,
is
I got
Wednesday.
something else. Yeah, I got a different interview tomorrow. So
Yeah,
I was like, what,
I was thinking tomorrow was Wednesday for some reason.
what kind of shenanigans you pulling here, Cross?
Well, come by tomorrow night, anyways. Then for the chill stream. Wednesday night we'll have Tim on here for After Dark talking about Melvin,
Yeah. Woohoo.
which will
Nice,
be at the
guys.
same
Good
time,
night.
10 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Any exclusive content going to be dropped tomorrow during this interview?
Well, Wednesday.
Any
That was my bad. I meant Wednesday, not tomorrow. I thought tomorrow was.
Any exclusive content? Well, the main poll it's not just Melvin 3, but it's also going to be Melvin's issue 0, which I was going to wait, but I was like, you know what? I need to sweeten the deal here and get people interested, so I'm going to put Melvin 0 right in the campaign.
Cool.
Oh my!
Damn right.
All right.
Okay, so hopefully we'll see everybody tomorrow night, and there might still be time. Go over to Mike Walters' stream and catch some niche news over on the Mike stand. So we'll catch you all later. Bye for now. God bless. Love you all.